Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here, guys. It's me, Angie. If you're new here, this is Learn Love Tarot, and I'm here to bring you messages of direction towards our best and highest good using the energies of the planetary bodies and, of course, the daily moon cycle. This message is timeless as energy is cyclical. So know that whenever you find this message is when you were meant to. Thank you in advance for sharing your energy with me by subscribing to the channel so that the messages can align with you more energetically. If you find anything contained in today's message that resonates with you, please let me know that by hitting the like button and leaving a comment to let me know. You can learn more about me and the link to book a personal reading by going to my home page. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. Boy, that was quite an evening last night. I see those of you that are here this morning were there with me last night. So thank you so much for sending me your positive light and love. That was a long haul, especially if you were there the whole time. Let me know that I felt you there. So even if we are multitasking, that is okay with me. And in general, that's how I listen to my favorite readers. So I'll always be dovetailing, right? Let's see what our gratitude message for today is. This is by Frank A. Clark. If a fellow isn't thankful for what he's got, he isn't likely to be thankful for what he's going to get. So a big message here. Of course, we talk about it all the time, being thankful for what we do have, even if that is just the breath in our lungs. In addition, if this resonates with you more, there were two that came out here. I am grateful for the roof over my head and the security it gives me. So again, even the small things we can, for some people realize that that's no small thing. Okay. And if we have that and we take it for granted, it's just because it's not something we think about. It's not something we are going through, but it is certainly something to ponder on and feel gratitude towards. Let's go ahead and review channeled messages today. It is the Path of Vulnerability Day. We have our lemniscate energy here of the 8, and we've got this double emperor, kind of this empowerment energy coming on. So it's like as if the emperor is seeing another emperor, or looking at ourselves and our leadership, how we have led in our lives, and coming up this staircase here like the hermit does. This is the whole theme of the year. So when we add 4 plus 4 plus the 9 of 2025, we do get the 17 card of the star. The star is what is inside of the hermit's lantern that helps him look back down on the joys and of the sorrows and what both of those had to teach them. Okay. The 17th may resonate with you for any month or somebody that is 17 years old. 17 years ago was 2008. So let me know what you were doing, because that was a 10-year. That could have been some kind of twist of fate, wheel of fortune, a turn of energy that then converted to the one of the magician with all 4 aces of potential. Ones are years of new beginnings. So know that we have that to look forward to as we are finishing up the culmination of the last 9-year cycle. We will restart again for 2026 at that one energetics. So when I woke up, Kelly Clarkson was loud in my head. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? That kind of little pump up energy. Maybe you have it on. I know it's on my Angie's Happy Jams playlist because music, getting a squeezy. Music is my number one go-to to raise personal vibration. On top of just, if you've only got 1 minute, that's focusing on where the breath is living in your body, slowing down your breathing, lowering our blood pressure, and, slowing down, really getting that full oxygen exchange with the lungs. And what I thought was interesting, of course, got to look up the song and see all the details. It was very much like this hermit's journey, right? So in 2010, she wrote the song. In 2011, she recorded it. In 2012, she released it. And that was a 3, 4, and 5. So the events or whatever inspired that song, right, happen. And then we write about it, vent, express ourselves. We're helping transmute that energy. And by the time it's recorded, it has been practiced many, many times. Also, a form, very cathartic, these processes here. And then as it's released out into the world and you share your creation, so other people can also experience this 5 of change, right? This 5 of growth, the aha of the steps of the hermit that completes a 9-year cycle. Okay. And I did not know that. This was a Nietzsche inspired, right? The chorus, the famous quote by Nietzsche is, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." And as I wrote the Nietzsche quote down, I was like, oh yeah, Sarah Evans. She also had a song called Stronger. And oddly or not oddly enough, it was released September 27th of 2010. Also, this 2010 year of the Empress energy, the trine of stability and flow. And 927, we've been talking about it for a couple weeks now. We keep seeing this 99 that keeps coming up of the Empress, right? Releasing, letting go, surrendering to what the journey was, and kind of rewriting the story from a place of empowerment. Okay, we can feel sorry for ourselves for a little while, and then before you realize it, as Sarah Evans sings about, before you realize it, a month's gone by and you haven't, it's been a month and you haven't cried, right? So if you're unfamiliar with that song, it's "Woke up late today and I still feel the sting of the pain, but I brushed my teeth anyway. I got dressed through the mess and put a smile on my face. I got a little bit stronger." We go through the emotions. We're writing the story. We're trying to make sense of something that was painful. Eventually, all of us experience, guys, every single person, no human gets away unscathed from heartbreak or pain or something that breaks our heart, right? And then the next step would be recovering from that process. We do that with catharsis, with things that help us release the energy from our physical body, because trauma is stored in our body on a cellular level, and that alters our DNA. And when we grow up with a lot of adversity, right, it kind of off tracks us, or we have to get back on our track. We have to come back into focus and what our sole purpose is, and not get swallowed up in the pain of the story, and instead make it to that place of when we're releasing it from our body, can we then get the aha moment of, oh, I'm looking back through it now from a 2020 hindsight, right? Hindsight's always 2020, and it's the coulda, woulda, shoulda, but we, make our way stepping upward out of that also, because as we mature emotionally, we're not doing the coulda, woulda, shouldas, right? And that's a sign of emotional stability and emotional growth. We're not in the place of blame or finger pointing. We're going, aha, I needed to learn that because it helped me do this, on to the next step of the journey. It doesn't happen overnight, but you turn around and a month's gone by and you realize you haven't cried. Okay. One of my favorite parts of that catharsis in that song, or that release, is I'm not giving this you situation, whatever it is for us, I'm not giving you an hour or a second or another minute longer. I'm busy getting stronger. Now that is empowerment. I'm busy. I get it. I'm not going to dwell. I'm not going to get in that 8 and 9 of swords of rumination. I've released it. I've gotten my aha. And what I need to do then is have the strength to close that chapter so I can review it. And I can even freaking rewrite it, right? I can revamp my dream. I'm reestablishing footing with new knowledge. There is growth there, okay? And this is the revamp. And that's what this energy feels like, as we're at this revamp vantage point of the cycle completion. Because when we come back at this 99 problems, but what ain't one anymore, we find our balance, we find our footing. We reestablish that footing. And when I saw this added up to a 21 of a cycle completion, I was like, that's it. That's been saying it for a couple weeks with that Aries eclipse. That's a wrap. Okay. Little clapper closes down. We are Crocodile Dundee with that lesson. And on yesterday's note, I did note that we had at 3 a.m. this morning, roundabouts 2:53 exact Eastern Standard Time, we have Mercury conjoining with the North Node of Destiny. And that is this truth serum energy, right? And then today, we have this 4-4 energy, April 4th, also an 8. This is that internal balance, right? Us taking back our power and not giving it over to a situation, not another minute longer. We're not harping on it, okay? And with this energy here, I put up a graphic on, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday about where to look in our chart. I've done it here again today, just in writing. But look at all of this, guys. This is all Pisces energy. We've got Tune in Tokyo here, Mr. Mercury, Marvin the Martian, with his little fun Martian hat on, right? So we can get the communication retrograding, moving towards the north, pushing towards the North Node that's pushing towards this Venus retrograde. And then Daddy Sadie here is going to collide. And I was like, okay, Howie Day, you and I collide. It was released on October 7th. A 17 of the star. It always comes back around somehow. No matter the song, no matter the weird reference, it shows up somehow. Now, the last times here, I did want to note that Mars is sextiling Uranus. That happened 10/24/24. However, Uranus was in retrograde. And then the time after that was this past January 23rd, right? The 23, the 5 of change in this 9-year cycle of culmination. Both were in retrograde. So this is the first time that both of these planetary bodies, Mars and Uranus, are moving forward. And it's definitely something to do with this 24. Like 2 years ago, 4/24 just kept coming up for me in my journaling. I thought it was April 24th. I think it might be this 24 energy, trining the water sign, the water energies trining and flowing together. We are reviewing. Mars in Cancer has made us really reflect, when it was in retrograde, especially, what our self-esteem is made up of, and how we got to be we. So I feel like what's happening here, this energy is moving forward now in a different way than it has before with that sextile. Remember that synergy, okay? It's an amplification. It's kind of, it's the blending of synergizing the information and the lessons of that, okay? And at 9:08 tonight p.m., we do have that trine, the water flow, all the blue sections of your chart that will be moving together in flow. And then each of these, Daddy, Sadie, and Mars, are each double hopping, right? Sextiling Uranus. So take out your little sticky note, fold it into a triangle, point it at 24 degrees Taurus, wherever that is in your chart. And the corners of the sticky note will then point to 24 degrees right in your Cancer and right in Pisces. You can see there where that energy is rushing towards some kind of surprise here, a revolution, that lightning bolt moment. And this is very successful energy here, right? It could be money, it could be a promotion, it could be some way of just moving onward and upward. And I don't know why I wrote down the cars, but I was getting shake it up. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so it's a little bit different than before. And it's like a dance all night kind of energy. There's a celebratory element to this of, I made it. Okay. Okay. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay. Let's get a move on here with our energies. Now, we are with the sun in Aries, changing themes for the next 5 days. Since we've been moving through this theme of honor, we just left that discovering the joy of life itself, right? Being thankful for the small things, being thankful for our breath. That is no small thing, but again, it's just something we don't think about. We may take for granted. And we're moving into a new theme of attainment, right? That double emperor. I'm going to get what I want. And there's a newfound clarity and a newfound strength of, I can totally do this, right? I can totally do this. And where'd my 15 card go? For Aries, where'd you go? I have our new energy. It's brownies dancing in the sun. I have it written down somewhere. Brownies dancing in the sun. Okay, and what that means, this whole theme here is a deep mystical awareness of essence, right? Our energy. I am thankful for that breath. Oh, duh, right here, Ange. Awareness of the deep mystical essence. Are you guys on the other line going, it's right there in front of your nose? We just don't think about things that are right in front of our face sometimes, right? So there we go with that. All right, we've got our theme energy here. This, again, this lemniscate energy, balancing our own inner beast. And April may be coming in like a lion, but it's moving out like a lamb. And actually, I feel like it's coming in like a lamb because the beginning part of April is like the breath after all of the cosmic energy of March. It was quite a busy bee month as far as the planetary movements and aspects, how they talked to each other. So it's kind of like a, right? And then second half of the month, it's going to pick up speed again, especially as Mars enters Leo back into that fire energy, then having the help of the sun. Okay. Let's see where we go. Let's see where we go. All right. It's for some reason I want to pick up my energy oracle today. Let's see what's happening. What is going on? Great angels and guides, ancestors of the highest white light, known and unknown, who love us unconditionally and are helping us achieve our highest timeline this lifetime with support, love, and gratitude. Thank you for the unconditional love as we work our way through life's mysteries and lessons of empowerment. There's that sun energy filling our heart's cup. What do we need to know today? What's this all about? Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me. I had no idea that it was 4 hours. But I'm channeling. I'm not really like there, if you know what I mean. I'm there, but I'm in the zone, and I'm really trying to just allow those messages to come in without letting my thinking brain get involved. And I just love that you know that about me and you let me do my thing. So thank you for letting me be me. I appreciate you. All right, this one here. I love it. Look at that. 44. Stop it. Today is 4-4. And I just said, comment, Cancer energy, right? Woman holding a heart, Queen of Cups. Here's the transformation here, and my ears squeezing big time. She has like this lavender beehive, busy bee, right? Energy. And we've got that butterfly right there in the center of transformation, pouring into her own heart, holding that heart. And then so comes the transformation of enlightenment, right? Lavender third eye energy. Our intuition comes on at a stronger vibe, a stronger currency, a stronger, what is the right word I'm looking for? Oh, stop it. And there's the partner. Look at this progression. Stronger vibration, okay? Because we're releasing that pain. We've recovered. We're recovering, depending on where we are in our own timeline. And then that empowerment energy. And then our vibe attracts equal energy. Okay. So we've got this awareness of our deep mystical essence. Brownies dancing in the sun made me think about Girl Scouts and brownies, all that kind of fun stuff. What symbols and signs do we need to look for in the messages today that are going to hold significant importance? Okay, we've got our butterfly energy here, right there, right on our forehead. We've got our 10 of Pentacles, Tree of Life. We're getting the connections, not just 1, 2, 10 of Pentacles energy that I mentioned yesterday and last night. There's a faithful fish here, a leaf of growth, movement, packing our bags, changing. That's a wrap. It kind of does with, if it didn't have the handle here. Oh my gosh, there's a number 5 on it. Never noticed that before. I think I've only gotten that one time. Putting down the baggage, setting it down so we don't carry it forward, because especially if this is love, guys, coming in for us, new love or a renewed love, maybe even a renewed sense of self, then we need to leave that old story behind and rewrite it from the vantage point of that was a really valuable lesson, and now it's a wrap. Okay. Each journey is unique and individual. The snowflake energy there. No two are alike. We've got, what in the Mount St. Helens is that? I had never seen this one before. This looks like, oh, it's like a Bambi. It's a little deer. Oh dear. That came out last night a couple times on the Spirit Animal Oracle. The deer, apply a gentle touch or bring a gentle touch. We've got to be tender with our own heart. We can't just be like, oh, get over it. We have to go through the process. There's a little bit of that maybe Emperor energy here today with the stubbornness, because we do have double Emperor vibes. Use that for stubbornness as far as moving forward, upward and onward. Just plow, keep it moving. Taurus energy at the very top. This is where all that energy is funneling. Woo, squeezy. Towards a surprise or a shock, even that lightning bolt energy. Wow. I don't know that I've seen that guy before either. Okay. And we have all that water energy at the base. Okay. It's not Scorpio like the King of Cups, but Cancer is involved there. And This person coming in might have need to have patience for us, or we might need to have patience for it, especially if you're kind of still in recovery mode here. But an 8 to a 9 progression. We understand the balance of the universe. We see any false masks or false sense of self. We all wear many masks depending on the context of a situation, depending on the people involved, right? There's some kind of key here. This is a heart-shaped skeleton key. And we've got two big hearts there. We have this heart here on the center, opening of the heart chakra, a return to love. And I don't know what this guy is. Oh, okay. We've gone from balls to a wiener dog. So last night was all about the following the bouncing ball. Okay. So what do they call it? Is that it's not a Weimaraner. What are hot dogs called, you guys? That's gonna drive me crazy. I know it's not Weimaraner. Somebody will know. Somebody will know what a hot dog is actually called. Okay. Ooh, I love it. Getting on our broomstick. There's that magic and getting a little bit stronger, ready for takeoff, coming up those staircase of ascension there. And dun dun dun, dun Imperial. I'm seeing that old butter commercial. It's a crown and King and Queen of Cups. Wow. Vulnerability enough to see that lesson, to open our heart to rewriting the story, understanding that this was part of our tree of life, all the roots of connectedness that we saw last night through the King of Pentacles. The tortoise shell had the roots of the tree of life on it, and 10 of Pentacles energy. Wow, that's a lot of charms, but okay, we'll take them. Never gonna believe it. Guess what I'm using? Oh, the old traditional Rider-Waite. Maybe with this new energy, we're spoiled for choice because we've filled our own heart's cup. It's a renewal. The Queen of Cups has the most love in the entire deck. This was my learning deck, guys. This is my very first learning tarot deck. Oh my gosh, it's so old. I'm surprised it's kind of not falling apart at this point. You guys got the good juju. Wheel of Fortune. I don't think I've ever used it online before. Wheel of Fortune energy. This is what turns fate in our favor here. This turn of events. The sextile with Daddy Sadie and the shock or surprise of Uranus is at 24 degrees 55 minutes. So 24 being the 6 of the lovers. In the Houston deck, the lovers are the King and Queen of Cups. Okay. And then the 55 energy, double change, maybe double change for 2 Emperor energies, or we're just coming into alignment about the change and how to move forward. Okay. Was it Peter Brady? It's time to change when his voice was changing. A dashend. Thank you. I knew something. Thank you guys. You always come through for me. Yep. Ending of a cycle. Let's see what this is all about. Let's go. I just love tarot. 6 of Cups. Okay. This is the minor arcana energy of the lovers. So are reviewing our past, right? And making peace with it, with these white lilies, understanding the story, that heartbreak, turning it into recovery with catharsis, apologizing to our younger selves, or how we maybe handled something that we wish we would have handled differently. But that's why we went through it, right? So that the next time we encounter that cyclical energy, we can make a different choice. We can know, I know what that feels like. And I know how to handle it differently now. Okay. The situation, yeah, catharsis. So the situation is releasing of this energy that is ding dong dead. We don't have to continue, focusing on that. We're getting a bit stronger. It doesn't happen overnight, but you turn around and a month's gone by and you realize you haven't cried. I'm not giving this another second, another minute, another hour. I'm busy getting stronger. Yep. This is exhaustion, and the opportunity here, especially with this crossing energy, is not to repeat this past cycle. If we do the recovery, if we release it, we can either stay here and stay knocked down. In a lot of decks, we do see the sun peeking up through those 10 swords. In the Mermaid Tarot, we see the spirit, the lesson, the understanding rising from that and turning into the Ace of Swords of knowledge, the wisdom gained from this arduous journey. Okay, the 9, the top of that staircase. And I've got 2 of them here. Okay, heartbreak, recovery, into empowerment. We're rewriting the dream. Daddy Saddy's here, and look, and is modern astrology, modern is Uranus, traditional astrology, Saturn, ruling Aquarius. Okay. Gemini energy here. 6 of Cups is fixed water, Scorpio. Okay. And the 9 of Wands, mutable fire, Sag energy. In the past, okay, this could be a resurgence, guys, of looking at either this old love story, again, a renewal, or a new person that has entered your life anew or in a new energy, or this is you, double Scorpio here. We did have Black Moon Lilith just entering Scorpio. Okay. And it's going to be 9 months that we're there. And that's about moving away from our beloved secure past and motivated by curiosity for a greater experience. Okay. She is the table flipper. 9 of Swords here at the heart of the reading. Okay, so this is, I talked about the people that are experiencing this cycle now. I've seen a wave of clients and energies that were cycling through this. As I've said, I've already experienced this cycle years ago, and I know exactly how it feels. I recognize that pattern. So one of the good things, the gift that I try to focus on about ADHD is the pattern recognition. You see things that other people just don't see. And it's like, wait, you don't see that too? You don't get it because it's just, you just see it so clearly, right? And you will get stronger. You will conquer that. As I'm saying, you will conquer this victory after a long battle. This is exhaustion, but it's our choice whether to stay here. Are we going to get up, or are we going to end this pattern of stinking thinking about lost loves? What did it teach us? How have we not released this? How can we involve catharsis? We're rewriting the story, thoughts, communication, swords. It's not victimhood. This is about how do we get victory over that heartbreak. How is our recovery going? Are we taking the steps, or are we laying down? What is the block? Okay, our passion. So this is perhaps not taking that chance of the spark of the new. Again, staying in this, I'm just going to keep laying here. Or I know that the next time the spark comes along, that it's not a Zippo, it's a match, and I've got to follow that spark of my heart. Okay. What does spirit want you to know? Oh my God. This is a huge lesson. And what we do with this pain, once we learn that, we get our aha and are victorious through that experience. Then we teach others how we did it, how we got through it, how we got through that adversity. And this can even be heavy familial patterns that surround how we learned about love. Okay. And what that looked like. And the opportunity here of either re-entering or staying down. Okay. Stinking thinking, if it's still kind of stuck in our craw. And we see move forward in victory by retuning into our heart. We unchain our heart, right? We had, you can leave your hat on yesterday, and maybe that has turned into this, passion, maybe igniting our heart again, so we can unchain our heart and get out of this business here. Now, these are all process cards except for the Hierophant with what Spirit wants us to know. So know that we're at the end of this, and it's our choice here whether to go another round or end that cycle. This is, I feel like it's not another minute, not another second longer. I'm busy getting stronger. This is where we flip the script. Let's see what's happening on the outer energies here surrounding us. The world. Wow. That's where all the major arcana is. Look at that business. The world, temperance, the tower, strength. Wow. Four of Cups, Three of Pentacles, King of Wands in the block here. Knight of Cups, that is sent by the King of Cups to do, to do the action of that suit. Okay. There we go. Seven of Wands, standing our ground, staying strong through this tower, and knowing that that just wasn't our person. That wasn't our end of our story. It was part of our story. This is not our identity. How we get through it, and through a lens of love, when we're looking at forgiving whatever this was, even, we can't blame parents and grandparents and whatever, other than, why did my soul want to experience that? Okay, because it did. And that's a hard one to swallow when things are very painful, but there is always a reason that it was to help you get empowered and become stronger for it. So what is fueling this victory is a new collaboration, okay, a new agreement. This can be, couples counseling. This can be the architect that is helping bring these plans to life. This is a third energy that adds strength and stability. When you think of, if you just had two pentacles as a stool, you add a third leg, and now all of a sudden we don't have a rocking back and forth between that dualistic two of pentacles, this or that. We have stability. So it's the start of stability, this victory over the Nine of Swords, victory over rumination. Because we get now, Spirit wants us to know, peace be with you. It's time to move forward here now, throwing caution to the wind at something new, and stand your ground against this fatalistic thinking. Understand that what was leaving is meant to, okay? This has been a long battle, guys. Whatever this is for you, I was not having fun when I went through my dark night, but would I look back now with my 2020 hindsight and change it? Absolutely not, because I'm here talking to you. Yep. Thank you so much, Liz. Guys, and by the way, if you have not checked out her charm cast for all signs, they're so good. And it doesn't matter. Like I have you going through with your birth chart, starting at Aries and working your way through, depending on whatever house that is. That's how I do it. So you're going to want to look at more than one video because we are more than just our sun sign. We're all of those, just figuring out where they're placed in your life. There was definitely some synchronicities and I was like, no way. So, and I typed about them there in the comments, but do check those out. They're very, very interesting. It's just a cool new flavor to add into the repertoire. And that was a lot of hard work. I see you, girl. I see you, baby. Shaking that asterisk. Okay. And I like it. Look at this. Woo, yeah. Okay. Stand firm on your manifestation. Your boat is coming into the harbor. Only love sails straight from the harbor, guys. And only love can lead us to the other shore. Out of all the flags I've flown, one flies high and stands alone. Only love. Only love. Let's make peace. Let's stop fighting with whatever this is, this struggle. It's if we haven't released it yet, we need to figure out how not releasing it is benefiting us because humans don't do things for no reason. If it wasn't offering some payoff, we wouldn't continue it, right? And only when the pain of being in that for one more second, one more minute, one more hour, no. Only then, when the pain of staying in it becomes worse than the thought of this new beginning, this new start, rewriting what our goals and what is inside the lantern of the hermit, okay, then we can leave it and we can say, thank you, teacher. Wow. So 7 of Wands, standing your ground for this new passion here. This is how this gets righted. Standing our ground too against jealousy, strife, and competition. No longer fighting against ourselves here. Okay. We don't have to be this exhausted, wounded warrior. How can we turn that pain into victory? By getting up. Just by getting up. Spiritual enlightenment fueled by the star much. The 180 is here. It's time. Stop fighting yourself. We need to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, right? The King of Wands of I see it, I want it, it's mine. Look at all this Leo energy, that fire, the strength, the double fours of the 8, double Emperor strength energy. We are in the past, we see the strength of heart. We see the reason for aligning head and heart so the soul can drive the chariot forward. It's our minor arcana chariot, okay? And it is up to you whether we're going to repeat this same pattern, childhood pattern even, or are we going to see that that pain was a puzzle piece to peace? The white lilies. And see this trine here in the center, body, mind, and spirit. That is masculine swords, okay? Our emperor power. And we understand that by pouring into ourself, turning lead into gold, and that there's the path up to the sun that is fueling this 10 of swords. And I noted that in the traditional deck, I don't think I've ever noticed that the sun is missing. I'm so used to all the new decks having the sun shining through those swords and the release element of that. We've got to temper, again, that pain into wisdom. And whoever this is for today, this is the point of that storyline that you're at. We haven't maybe gotten up yet. Okay. It might be that I am shocked. Again, Uranus, that flow of water pushing up to Taurus. Okay. This is Mars energy, Aries and Scorpio. We got double Scorpios starting here. And we've got the double fours of today's date, tempering pain into wisdom. Okay. And another 4 there too as well. No longer we're unhappy with our feelings in our heart because we're still ruminating about this situation from the past. Okay. Not another minute, guys. It's your choice. But this is the energetic help that we've been needing to help us move with love. Okay. And lesson learned. I got it. And I'm at peace with why I needed to learn it, why it happened. I see, right? I get it. Wow. Always pleasantly surprised at what goes on here after my notes and into the cards. It blows me away. Okay, let's get some advice here for you from the Izzy Ivy Beyond Lumeria. Wow, beautiful. So I was noting the eyes on something earlier. There was an eye, like it was in the center of the forehead or something. What was that? Suddenly I see. So this is that beautiful purple energy. We've got our hummingbirds coming back. I forget what energy that came out for as advice last night for all the signs, but she's holding the Merkaba, the soul's chariot. The King of Cups aligns head and heart, and that aha of the lesson comes in, and we have forward movement here. Hummingbirds, in addition, flap in a figure 8 pattern. Okay. And that Merkaba energy is just beautiful. The soul's chariot, she knows here, some high priestess energy funneling in. Receptivity, gracious receptivity. 28, the double fives of change. I get it. I accept it. And I know that it's here to make me stronger. Crossing energy, that is a 28 or a 10 energy. Look at that. 2 and 8 is a 10 energy of the Wheel of Fortune, fate. Divine timing is the timing of when you balance, then energy starts to play out. New beginnings of all four aces of potential there. And we're having compassion. Okay. This has been a journey, right? This is my journey card. It just looks like one of the album covers here to me. And see the enlightenment. This is heart centered. It's a 16 energy of loving compassion. That would be the energy of yesterday, right? Wow. The chariot energy moving forward, and of that 16 right before the star, the tower energy. Okay, having compassionate for those things that tear us down to the foundation so we can rebuild. It is exhausting. And it's also a choice whether to continue being exhausted and exasperated. And if we are no longer getting the payoff from that, then that is when we get up. Okay. High heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. And look, there are two more hummingbirds here, both with their noses or their beaks, right, inside of the heart, the lover's energy. Path of vulnerability today. It's the path of vulnerability. And here we have our vulnerability. We have the dragonflies. We have that nautilus energy. We see these crystals of charge. And we kept seeing that snake of healing, shedding of this old skin, expressing our truth. This is beautiful, guys. All that heart energy is coming, is just flooding in because we can accept the message now. We can accept why this was such a struggle, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be forced to learn from it. It wouldn't, a test that's easy to pass is not a test. And boy, was it. And boy, was it. So let's check out the gracious receptivity as far as our advice. Again, this is the Beyond Lemuria deck here. Every single card here is a painting that she has created and told a story about how it came to be. So the 28 energy, this is gorgeous, guys. I love this. Gratitude, being thankful, receptivity, giving without expectation, how worthiness and self-love can affect our capacity to receive and to give love without depletion, without depleting our cup. Overflow, thriving over surviving, and gifting economies. So I did make some dollar signs there. Success, moving onward and upward with this surge of energy. So if there was a manual for optimal human experience, one of the most potent points would be gratitude. Again, you're like, I got to be grateful for that betrayal. Yeah. Because it was a puzzle piece to our peace, temperance energy. This is on page 77, 14, temperance situation. Gratitude is the backbone of all spiritual practice. Writing a list of the things we are grateful for has been scientifically proven to have a profound positive effect on the mind and nervous system. When we shift our perspective from what we are lacking, needing, and desiring, we temporarily replace the survival factor with the resonance of thriving. When we acknowledge the miracle of our existence and how far we have come despite the challenges, it can bring back our inner smile. Gratitude can enliven an attitude of quote unquote, I've got this, not one more minute longer. I'm busy getting stronger. One of the best tricks for bringing something into our lives is to already be thankful for it, as if it has already arrived. This sets up the frequency. That's what I was looking for, right? Did I say that? I can't remember. I was looking for the energy, the flow, how it emanates from us, right? This sets up the frequency of fullness and plenty rather than emptiness and need. As we've mentioned before, like attracts like, but there is a whole other power at play here, as true gratitude is anchored in the heart. Key, right? And this is when this happens, when we have that base of water, okay, all this energy that's pushing up to the revolution of Uranus, to the shock, to the surprise. I think you're going to be quite surprised how quickly the empowerment comes once we get up off the ground and have that aha of it, turning it into that Ace of Swords. Our passion gets reignited. This sets up fullness and plenty rather than emptiness and need. Like attracts like, and true gratitude is anchored in the heart. Being moved by the sheer awe and appreciation of thankfulness is hugely pivotal to the way others and our environment responds to us. The next step is to give from our hearts without being asked or invited. When we emanate a field of new earth consciousness, giving can free us from expectation just by knowing that we can all thrive together when everyone and everything flows as a system of giving. Yes, others may take advantage, but if we drop the fear out of this outcome, it is quite likely that those of this frequency will also fall away. If we're not in a fearful state, if we're not in a, but everyone's an asshat, okay? I'm blocking love, I'm blocking my heart because I know that this has hurt me before. Well, yeah, it's a contract with sorrow. But remember that grief is proof that love was present. Okay. And would we have rather, I always think about this with animals. It's, it's the contract with grief because we will outlive them. And do we still do it? Yeah. Do we regret all the years that we got? No, it just hurts. It's part of the human experience. Okay, everybody hurts. So when those people drop away, right, that hurt us, it's because we don't expect that anymore. Holding up a beacon of light this way creates incentive and inspiration to those around us. As their cup fills, it unlocks space within them for resources in other areas. Thus, this giving overflow, Ace of Cups on the frickin' split, you guys, in the beginning of the cards coming out. It has a domino effect from person to person. Receptivity is a critical factor in the art of giving. Those who struggle to feel they have the resources to give may also have trouble receiving because some do not feel worthy enough to receive even from themselves. As mentioned, heart energy is key to gratitude. Pardon me, my voice from last night is key to gratitude. Here it brings us to self-love and how important it is for seeking and feeling full enough so that our own overflow does not deplete. When we allow ourselves to receive from those in their heart's joyous overflow and give from a place beyond expectation or obligation, a whole new paradigm reveals itself. You will discover a new way of thriving. We rewrite the story and take back our power. That was me, not the book. Giving and receptivity is a two-way flow. Each allows space for the other. And when we are in our hearts, we have limitless resources. And that starts with gratitude. Could gifting economies be the seed for a more joyful new paradigm of making the world go around? I sure hope so. Consider your relationship with gratitude and how comfortable we feel receiving and what we love to give. Are there themes that allow us the joyous overflow of giving without limitation? How can we add this to the lives of others more often, away from the fear that we'll get used up if we give without guaranteed reciprocity? It's giving of our heart without expectation. When we put an expectation on it, it leads to this. Okay, because we were trying to write the end of the story instead of allowing the story to unfold day by day, chapter by chapter. Are there areas where we are overextending ourselves? Can we give more from areas where we're stronger and have more skill and capacity? Right now, you may feel you have little to give, and if so, allow yourself to receive more. The gift of the sun on your face on a winter's day, or a compliment from a stranger. Allow yourself to drink every drop. After all, it is up to us how deeply we wish to drink of the gift that is shared. Often we take only a little sip, even when there's so much more we could appreciate. And yet it is beautiful when we give to someone and they light up and receive it fully. Gratitude, self-love, and self-worth are interwoven in with the capacity to receive. If we are continually pushing away love, okay, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, then we need to look at the other half of that lemniscate. What am I struggling? Why am I struggling to receive love? Why am I pushing it away? Am I not ever going to let another animal in my home because I know that that's a contract with grief? We still do it, right? It's the same thing. Together, giving and receiving self-love, self-worth are interwoven to nourish our soul. Step into your heart space by listing all you are grateful for, and notice how full we start to feel. From this place, our gifting capacity can spiral upward. Keep moving upward and onward. We got steps to complete, guys. It's time to, we got our catharsis here. Let's get that done. We've got to release that energetic from our body, and that then empowers us to make this change. Okay, I feel like this is why this is here. Double change the cycle. Okay, and I know which one I would rather repeat. Okay, change our frequency, shift our energy, shift our life. That's how it works. Energy first. Wow. Guys, 3:00 today, Liz will be on live. So I'll be in the comments there with you, cheering her on. So I will see you then. And thank you so much for being here with me and uncovering this beautiful, heartfelt, compassionate message here today. I mean, it's all over the place. It's time to soften up those hardened hearts, swallow our tears and turn and leave them there. Okay. Who's that? I can't even remember. Harden my heart. Anyway, not another minute, a second, not another hour. Okay. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And this is what it was meant to show us. Okay. And only if something hurts that bad can it then open up our heart. We didn't know our heart was that big to hurt that bad. Therefore, we know how big our heart can expand on the other end. Okay. Thanks, guys, so much. I love you so much. And you're so welcome. Thank you, guys. Oh, you're welcome, guys. I love it. I love being here. Thank you for your energy, your support, and your devotion to your own path of growth and your capacity to grow in love. Namaste, and much love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now.